What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Tim, back with another video, back with another walk and talk. It has been a while since I did a walk and talk. Had a little time today. It was raining a minute ago, but I think the rain has stopped. So I said, I'm gonna turn the camera on. I'm gonna talk with the people. And today I wanted to talk about the fact that we need to use the system to get out of the system. We need to use the system. Oh, there's a bunch of geese over there. We need to use the system to get out of the system. And to illustrate what I'm trying to say, what I'm talking about, I want to use an analogy. I see life kind of like a casino, okay? And what do most people do when they go to the casino? The casino is set up that most people are going to lose, right? First and foremost, casino is set up that most people are going to lose. But even the people who win, what they typically do is they turn around and lose that money right back to the casino. Most people lose. It's set up, they say the house always wins. Most people lose all their money, and the few people who do win, they turn right back around and gamble that money again, and in most cases, that's when they lose it. So almost nobody gets out of the casino ahead. It's just set up that way. And that's the way I view the system we're born into these days. It is already set up for us to lose, okay? Anybody who thinks the system is set up for you to get ahead, for you to get financially free, for you to get wealthy, is sadly mistaken, okay? Just like how in the casino, when someone does win, they make a big deal about it and they want everybody to know. They kind of do the same thing in today's society, and they'll show you certain people who made it, but that's just to keep you gambling. You know what I mean? That's just to keep you doing what everybody else is doing. So you'll end up losing your money, which is basically like our lives, our time, our energy, our resources, our money. If we stay in the system, we're just going to keep losing it if we do what everybody else does. Now, this is illegal in a casino. Like if you were to come up with a way to beat the casino, they would make it illegal. They would kick you out. The good thing about our society is there are ways to beat the system, okay? There are ways that are different than the norm, that you can beat the system. And like the rich and the wealthy, they know about these ways and they've used it to their advantage. So what we have to do is kind of figure out how we can use the system to beat the system. And I think it starts with knowing what you want to do with your life. Okay? You have to have, wow, something just bit me. Ow. Some little bug just landed on me and tagged me. Wow, that hurt. That hurt. That wasn't like a mosquito, that hurt. Anyway, you have to figure out what it is you're trying to do. I use an example. A friend of mine I was talking to the other night said, she was like, you know what? I've really been thinking about buying some land somewhere and really figuring out how to do this homestead thing. I just want to get away from it all, just raise my child away from all the stuff that's going on. That's a good example of okay, this is my end goal. Now, how do I use the system to set me up so I can do that? I feel like the problem with a lot of us is we don't have an end game. We don't know what we want to do. So that opens us up to only going after things that everybody else is going after. If you don't have a set plan for your life, you're just going to look at what everybody else planned for their life and probably go after that. But all of that stuff is part of the casino. The big house, the big car, the luxury brands, all this other stuff, the flashy vacations and spots you really don't want to go to, but that's where everybody else on TikTok is going this year. All that stuff is part of the casino. And it just keeps you putting your money back in the mill, back in the machine, back on the table. But if you know what you want to do, if you figured out, all right, I want to travel and I want to see every state in America, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is. I want to start my own business and I want to I want to grow sago palms and sell, whatever it is. Or it doesn't even have to be something like that. It could just be I want to set myself up so that I'm comfortable and I can work 30 hours a week, spend the rest of the time with my children. I want to watch my kids grow up. I want to be able to go to all their games, all their recitals. Do kids do recitals anymore? I don't know. You know what I mean? But like whatever it is that you want your life to look like, realizing that is the first step. And then I think it takes taking the time to kind of figure out, the finances of that if we can. Okay, this is what I'm trying to do. How do I make that work? What is it going to look like? What is it going to take? And then we have to do our research and figure out, all right, how can I use the aspects of the system that are at my disposal to make this work? That's one of the things we're going to start doing on this channel is we're going to start looking into, the financials. Okay? Because a lot of times it's not that we don't make enough money. It's that we're not doing the right things with our money. And if we have a clear-cut goal and a plan, it makes it easier to start allocating our money. Okay? Maybe we need to, for a little bit, make a little more money. Hey, I got this 5-year plan in place. Right now, my income isn't going to cut it. Maybe I need to, to hustle it up for about the next 5 years. But then I can chill. I can be doing what I want to do. Maybe I need to start figuring out places I can invest my money to make my money work for me. Once again, these are the things the wealthy do. These are the things the rich do, which allows them, A, to get wealthier, and B, to have freedom to do things a lot of us don't get to do. And it was just like somebody in their family somewhere had to make the system work for them. People talk a lot about generational wealth. And yeah, it's sometimes it doesn't seem fair when someone was just born with money. But somebody down the line had to do something to bring that money into the family. Somebody made some moves. Somebody won some money at the casino, cashed out, started using that money for them. It's just too easy to go along with what everybody else is doing and to want to show people that we made it or that we're successful by blowing our money on things that mean absolutely nothing to us. Whereas we could take that same money. And if we make the right moves with it, 5-10 years from now, we could be living a life totally different from what we're doing. A lot of times we feel like, oh, I'm doomed to just 9 to 5, barely get by. That's just my lot in life. And for some people it will be, but I don't think it has to be for everyone. I think if we take the time to figure out like, okay, if I'm going to spend 40 plus hours a week at this job, I want to make sure I'm getting the most out of the compensation they're giving me. And they don't hide it. Here's the thing. This knowledge isn't hidden. Now, they're not going to go out of their way to tell us. Okay, just like the casino is not going to go out of their way to beat you, to tell you how to beat them. No. But the knowledge isn't hidden because they know people aren't going to do the research. They don't have to hide the knowledge. A lot of this knowledge could be hidden. They could be doing everything they could to hide the knowledge on what to do with our finances to try to get ahead. No, you can go on the internet and just type in how to do this or how to do that. Even the plans and the goals you have for the future, you can type in and people will tell you how to do them. They don't have to hide the knowledge because they know the average person won't look for it. If you hide it, people start being like, oh, wait a second. Why are they hiding this? I'm gonna dig deep. But if you just they say the best place to hide something is in plain sight. You want to hide something in your house, just leave it on the table. Crooks break in, they walk right past it. They be trying to find a safe or looking under the bed, leave it right there on the kitchen table. Never find it. I think the same is true with knowledge these days. It's right there. They leave it there. They don't even try to hide it. They get out there and tell you, hey, this is what I did. You see those videos where Warren Buffett's like, I don't pay any taxes. My secretary pays more taxes than me. So obviously there's ways to get away from paying a ton of taxes. This is actually one I'm going to research a lot on. There's legal ways to not pay as much tax. We just don't do it. We don't look into it. We just take our taxes down there to the tax person, or we plug it into the tax software, and it finds certain breaks and stuff for us. But I promise you there's other ways we could be doing it. If we don't look into it, we'll never know. Here comes a guy with guy's coming with a blower. Let's turn around. And I was really wanting to go that way too. Yeah, I mean, the knowledge is there. We just have to figure out what we're trying to do, and then research and put into action a plan to do it. It's there. Other people are doing it. There are people living great lives. There are people living, I promise you, there are people living amazing lives who make less money than you and I are making. They've just figured out ways to do it. Their money's probably working for them. And that's what we're going to do on this channel. Some of the videos will be ones like this where we just, talk about things and motivation and opinion, but then we're going to get down to the brass tacks. And as I learn some of this stuff, I'm going to share it with y'all. But we need to use the system to beat the system. Somebody the other day commented and was like, well, on my video, because I said something about investing. And they were like, yeah, but investing is part of the system too. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But like, as it is now, we're all in the system. Okay? As it is now, if you get up and you go to work, you're totally in the system. If you're working a 9-to-5, living paycheck to paycheck, you're totally in the system. However, if you learn some moves and you make some plays, one of them may be investing your money wisely over a long enough period of time, it can get you up out the system, or a decent percentage of your life out the system. Get you to maybe you don't have to work as much, or maybe you don't have to work at all. That's how you get out the system. It's naive to think that you can just unless you want to just like go off in the woods and like live in the woods and scrounge berries and eat birds, which is cool. You can say, hey, I'm just gonna be homeless. I'm done with it all. I respect that too. But for most of us right now, we're in the system, and using the system is how we're paying our bills. So the only option we have is the system. So we have to use the system to get out of it eventually, or to get as free from it as possible. I think it's naive to think that we're just gonna magically figure out a way to not be a part of the system and still maintain the same life we have. Like, we're in the system, we were born into it, but we can get out of it by using it. Because it's not a secret. It's not secret, folks. We just got to look it up. We have the internet. We got to look it up. We got to figure it out. That's what we're going to do on this channel. I'd love you to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are some of the things you're doing to beat the casino? Yeah, any advice you have on these topics, please share. That's what this channel is definitely going to be about. Sharing the wealth of information. And if you have an idea, like someone commented the other day and was like, invest in real estate. If you got a moment, break down a little deeper what you're talking about. Because it's easy to just point stuff out and be like, do this, do that. Could you break it down in a couple more paragraphs just to give us kind of an idea of what you're talking about? Or to show you really know what you're talking about, tell us how you're doing it or how you did it. Because once again, the internet is great for people telling you to do stuff who haven't done it. So if you've done it, hey, give us a little more if you want to. Let's all learn how to use the system to beat the system. Talk to y'all later.